Hey yo, what's going on everyone? It's around 9951 and I'm here bringing a review on one of my Gundam MSIA action figures, and today we're going to be doing an unboxing and a review of I believe it's the Hyper Hobby Garma Zabi's Zaku 2 version 1. One of those limited releases. We're only available through the Hyper Hobby magazine, I believe. And that's what this little sticker's for. It's a Hyper Hobby magazine exclusive. So basically, back then, the only way you could get it was you had to be subscribed to their magazine, then you order it through their magazine or something like that. It's one of those rare, again, limited exclusive releases. I mean, they had like Gabby Hazard's, Robert Gilliam's. They had a couple others, I believe, and then they had Garma Zabi's. There is a version 2 of Garma Zabi's Zaku 2, which I have, and I'll just show you that real quick. Bring the box. So here's the version 1. The version 1 is basically like a Zaku like this. The version 2s, however, are more detailed, or they do have a little bit more detail, and they have better articulation and some different kind of modifications to their weapons. Nonetheless, both are equally cool. It depends. In some ways, I prefer the version 1s for the simplicity. For other ways, I like the version 2s because they have better articulation, and they seem to have a little bit more attention to detail. But nonetheless, it's all preference, and I like both either way. So we'll just take a look at the box. Basically, it's a box from a Charged Zaku 2. Very cool. Nothing special here other than the Hyper Hobby sticker indicating it's a limited release. Very cool. And let's get to opening it. And you know, they did limited Bandai. Well, I'm not sure Bandai, but like these certain magazines, Japanese magazines, would do special releases for various figures. They also did special releases for version 2 of the Zakus, and they did like special releases for some Gundam Seed figures, Gundam Seed Destiny, where like they were transparent or something. So, you know, there's like little releases here and there. There's a really rare release. I think it's either Dengeki. No. It was I think it was something museum. Basically, it's the Black Tri-Stars Gelgoog. It's one of those figures that's considered one of the holy grails of MSIA's. One of those uber super rare releases. Only it was only Japanese release, and well, no, it wasn't Japanese release, but basically, it was. They used a Japanese release Gelgoog box. I believe it was under was it? I think it was, yeah, it was. They used Char's Gelgoog, Japanese, and then they did the special Black Tri-Stars paint. So it was like Black Tri-Stars colors, which consists of black, purple, and white. I mean, it's probably one of the cleanest looking MSIA. I mean, if you're ever lucky enough to see one in person, and to be even more lucky to own one, you know, I mean, just you're made, you know. But it's one of those figures that hardly come up ever, and when they do, they're extremely pricey because of their rarity and obscurity. I mean, I've seen I think they could easily go over $100. I know that not too long ago, I believe last year, there was a big lot of all these special like limited edition figures, Japanese release. They had like special Gato's Gelgoog. I think they had Char's Dom. They had like a lot of mobile suits, and in that lot was also Black Tri-Stars Gelgoog. Now the price was a bit high, but I think it was fair for all the figures you're getting. You're getting like 5 figures, and the full price was $250 for everything. So I mean, if you had the money, it was definitely a good price. But you know, it's a lot of money to dish out. But yeah, so that's kind of some background. So I got the box open, so let's take a look at this bad boy. I was pretty lucky enough to get this one for a pretty good deal, in my opinion. I got this for $15. Peak IL. like I said, PKL's vintage toy chest. You know, he's been selling a lot of stuff, and for some reason, you know, no one bid on this figure. I mean, it went as low as $19.99 for bid, and no one even like took any interest. So I was really surprised. I was thinking about picking up one of these, but the problem is, you know, people are trying to sell them for like $40 plus, and I honestly think that's a lot. I mean, I honestly wouldn't have spent more than 20. It's just not one of those figures that's on my priority list. I mean, I like MSIAs, but I tend to only collect MSIAs. For me, I tend to only collect the MSIAs I actually like. So, oops. Oh, give me a second. I'm trying to cut this tape off, but it's not really. Alright. So I think I got all the tape. Yep, okay. Just give me a second. Sorry about that. Yeah, so for me, I usually tend to try to collect only the MSIs I really like. I mean, I am a collector, but only very specific. You won't see me trying to get all the G Gundam figures, such as Zebra Gundam or Viking Gundam or, you know, Skull Gundam. You know, I mean, they're just not figures I would. First of all, I know like they're figures if you're trying to complete the collection, but in the long run, they're just figures that will never sell. Their values just it's not really there unless they're brand new in box, because usually collectors like the brand new in box figures. So figures like those, they're really not worth getting for me as a collecting piece, and just because I don't like them. I wouldn't like to see that on my shelf, honestly. I mean, I feel like I have the figures I like. There are some I'm thinking about selling in the later on, but for now I'm pretty content with my collection and how I've been collecting them. So let's take a look at this beauty of a figure. You can see it's like this nice to be honest, the color reminds me of like the orange baby food. Like if you ever seen Gerber's baby food and they have like the carrot flavor, that's basically the color I think of when I see this orange. Nonetheless, it's very clean. I like it. I like how they did the black panel lining, but in contrast, they had like this white outline, you know, everything else. So I'll go over the weapons first. So here's the weapons, and they basically use Char's Zaku 2's weapons, you know, nice glossy paint finish, which I like. You get your Zaku 2 machine gun. Of course, you get your Magella Top 10 cannon, nice glossy gray. Get your Zaku 2 bazooka, which is always nice, very clean. You get your Zaku Heat Hawk, which is always held in by tape, which I'll just leave it there. You can see it's very clean, nice light purple. You get 5 hands in total. You get 2 closed fists, 2 Heat Hawk hands, and 1 trigger finger hand for the Zaku machine gun and the Zaku bazooka. Now, since the figure's not held in with any tape, I'll just take it out and give you guys a look at it. Very nice figure. And like I said, it really wasn't one of those figures on my top priority list. It was just happened to be up for sale still. You know, no one hadn't claimed it by bidding on it, and I was like, you know what? I know he's trying to get rid of it. He's trying to sell it. I'll give him an offer, peek eye out, and see if he takes it. And you know, he's just trying to get rid of it, you know. And I've been a pretty loyal customer. I've been a pretty loyal customer, in my opinion. I've been buying a lot from him. I've been paying him in full. Maybe not like the days that the auctions would end, but I would still pay him. So I thank him for letting me, you know, get a hold of some figures that I usually wouldn't get a hold of. So let's take a look at this bad boy. You can see overall it's a really nice color. I like the green that they're using. It's like a nice dark green, really nice. I don't know. It would be nice to see the color go with something else that's dark green, because honestly it's a really nice green, and I'm pretty impressed by that dark green for some reason. I like the dark colors. They look nicer. This Gerber's baby food carrot orange. It's nice, but up to a certain extent. I think. Let's see here. I'm trying to twist his neck, but don't want to twist. There it goes. Just kind of breaking in the joints, because you know how when you get new figures, the joints, they're pretty tight and stiff, and I like to try to break them in, hear them crack a little bit. Overall, it's a nice figure. I like it. I just the dark orange, or this specific orange, doesn't look as good as it should. I mean, oops. If we take a look at the version 2, let me just bring it over here instead, going back and forth. The version 2 color it's more of a orange brown than this lighter, more vibrant brown. You can see here. Oops, stop falling, please. Sorry, I'm just trying to stand them up. So you can see, here's the version 2. This is like an official release. This wasn't any special magazine limited edition. This was an actual release in Japan. The Zaku 2 version 2 Garma Zabi's custom, and came with its own dot fighter and everything. You can see this is it's a brown. It looks more of a brown than an orange, because basically I think Garma Zabi's signature color is supposed to be like orange, because that was the color of his dot fighter in the original 0079 series. But you can see this Garma Zabi's Zaku 2 version 2 is more like a orange brown. You can see it has a bit of orange, but it looks more brown in my opinion. So it's for me, the color looks okay, while this orange looks a little overwhelming to me. Like I said, it still looks like that Gerber's baby food carrot orange. Not the worst color, but definitely it's different. It's gonna take some time to get used to the color. But I mean, this right here, this green, it's really clean. I mean, I would like to see it with some other with some other figure, maybe make a custom. I don't know. I mean, overall, it's a nice figure. It really does look nice. It's clean. I like it because it's really glossy. Very cool. You can see all the panel lining in it. Very nice. And the panel lining is also glossy. I'm not sure if they did the panel lining and then they sealed it in with that glossy finish or something. But I mean, it's a really nice figure. Like I said, I personally wouldn't spend over $20 for it. I mean, it's just not one of those figures that I'm like, hey, I need that figure. On the other hand, if I could get a hold of Robert Gilliam's Zaku 2 version 1, that's a different story. That's a really clean looking Zaku 2. It's a nice blue with a kind of vanilla color, and to be honest, it looks really nice to me. But that figure, I've only seen it for like $50 plus, so it's like right now it's out of the question. It's just not one of those figures that are worth getting at the moment for me. There's not really too much to say about this limited edition, other than it's pretty common as far as seeing it. I mean, you could look it up and you'll easily find it. The problem is how much are you willing to pay for one? I mean, maybe you guys are a little bit more lenient toward the price, so you don't mind spending like maybe $30. I don't even think I've seen them as cheap as $30. The cheapest I've seen them was like maybe $40. I know they have them on Amazon, of course eBay. It's not my cup of tea. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love Zaku's. It's just the color. It would have been nice to see it a little brighter, in my opinion. Very cool though. It's a very cool figure. It's one of those pieces that I'll definitely probably keep for a while. Japanese releases, they definitely have some cool things going on with them, especially like this version 2 Garma Zabi Zaku 2. Yeah, I mean, nonetheless, it's a very cool figure. For the Japanese release, I mean, the Japanese Gundam MSIA releases, they have a lot of cool customs. I mean, not customs, but like little limited releases. Like Zaku 2 version 1, Zaku 1 version 1, as well as the Zaku 2 version 1 look very cool. But other than that, I think this is like my first, like one of those special magazine, MSI releases, because the thing is with these special, these special releases through the magazine, like I said, they're pretty limited, and in the end, because of their limited, being limited in numbers and kind of being a little obscure, kind of jacks up the price a bit, especially for the cooler looking figures such as Robert Gilliam's. I think Gabby Hazard's looks pretty cool as well. I don't know if I think there's a couple other as far as the Zaku 2 goes, but overall they're nice figures. Definitely they pay a lot of attention to detail with these figures. I don't have really any complaints about it. I'm just a little picky when it comes to colors, but overall it's a nice figure. Personally, like I said, wouldn't pick it up for over 25. Just definitely was not on my wish list, but I'm happy that I got it for the price I did. So that's me. I mean, just to show you, I rather take a Zaku 2 American release version 1, standard army builder over this, because for me, seeing this, it's definitely more geared towards a collector's piece. It's something you would keep in its box and have it on the shelf and say, hey, check this out, special Japanese limited release, very cool. But it's just a little too flashy for me, but nonetheless it's very awesome. Like, if I could ever get my hands on another one of these bad boys, let me show you what I'm talking about. Let me tell you, if I get my hands on another one of these bad boys, whew, I would if I could. I mean, if you guys have never seen the Japanese release Zaku 2 Camouflage, oh my god, you guys are missing out. I mean, this thing is just, it screams attention to detail. I mean, the paint job they did on it, it's like a matte color, very clean. And to be honest, if you check out that mono eye, like, that's like the cleanest mono eye you're ever going to see on a Zaku 2 ever, including Japanese release. I mean, okay, here's a Japanese release mono eye, pretty clean, pretty clean. But check out this. I mean, that thing is on point. I mean, it looks like if you look at it directly, I mean, it's like it's staring into your soul. It's crazy. And just to show you in comparison, how American release Zaku 2 Camouflage mono eye is, it doesn't even compare to the Japanese release one, the American release one. So let me just show you this one. See that? It's definitely kind of looks like it's printed on, not very detailed. Doesn't mean I don't love the American release any less. It's just it makes the Japanese release so much more special because of the attention to detail that went to that figure. It's just crazy. I mean, you can see these are they have the glossy finish, and the Japanese one has a matte color. It's just one of those figures that blow me away, and it's what makes me like the Zaku 2 version 1s even more. So hope you guys like that review. That's gonna be it for today, or at least tonight. I might do a little mini review on those 2 Mogwai I got earlier. I did a little unboxing video, or no unboxing, but a little mail video, because I also got those from PKL. Yeah, but that's about it, guys. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope to see you on my next one. But until then, peace.